Well, good morning, everybody. How are we doing this morning? Hope everybody's doing wonderful today. I'm doing pretty good myself. I figured I'd come check on, see how everyone's doing, and see what we're dealing with here this morning. We got 0 people. We got 2 people so far. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? 3 people. What are you doing, buddy? Not much, Dave. I'm just figured I'd come on here and see what everyone's doing this morning. How's your day going, Dave? Thanks for coming in. We got 3 in here for a minute. How's your project coming along, Dave? I know you told me you were busy last time you came in. How's that been going? I'm just hanging out here. Just had pizza for breakfast. I had that the other morning, Dave. There was one slice left, and I had it. I had pizza the other morning for breakfast. There's nothing like it. Cold pizza. I love cold pizza. I don't know who doesn't like cold pizza. That's what I had. You know, I think pizza is good when it's cold, so I have it the next morning when I get it. Few more days of electric. Oh, okay, Dave, that's not too bad. Yeah, like I said the other day, that's good that you know how to do all that stuff by yourself because it does cost a lot of money. Especially nowadays, they're charging a lot for that kind of stuff. I mean, it's always costed a lot, but seems like nowadays, the past few years, it's cost a lot to do stuff like that. Then patched walls and paint. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, my grandparents have, since their basement got flooded at the beginning of this year. I remember I told you guys about it. They're getting their basement paint. They're finally getting their basement painted. People that they know are painting their basement. So, well, actually, a family member and somebody else's that they know. So they're working on their basement too. So I'm happy about that. They're getting their basement painted, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. I did electric since I was 12. My neighbor taught me. Wow, that's good, Dave. Yeah, I think it's good to start early. I mean, it's dangerous, but if you know what you're doing, then there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with starting early about that kind of stuff. You know, I believe in teaching kids early about how to do certain stuff because that's life skills. You know, eventually when I have kids, I'm going to teach them some of that stuff early. Like doing tree work and stuff. Not too young, but a reasonable age. I think it's good to start early. That's a long time, Dave. So you definitely know what you're doing. That's good, and it definitely saves a lot of money because, like I said, that stuff nowadays costs a lot of money. I mean, this bathtub that we're getting. Well, this is something we need, but the bathtub that we're getting is like $4,000, I think. So it's a lot of money for stuff like this. But that's good that you're good at it, so that way you don't need to worry about paying the money for it. You know. Well, that's good, Dave. I'm glad you're almost done with that. That way you can spend more time on here because I know that's part of the reason I took a lot of time off recently because I was doing all that tree work that I was doing. It can be tricky. I worked all day yesterday, and the last thing I did to put a cover on the electric box, I pinched a wire and had to spend 2 hours figuring out what was wrong. Wow, Dave. Yeah, I guess it can be tricky, even if you know what you're doing. I mean, cutting down the trees like I've been doing since the beginning of this year, it's amazing how much I can get done with a handsaw. I mean, most people wouldn't be able to do that without a chainsaw, but I did it all by hand. So it can be tricky. Um, I didn't think of that, Dave. You're right. It can be tricky, even if you know what you're doing. I mean, that kind of stuff's tricky and it gets frustrating, but when it gets done, you'll feel good that you got it done, and you won't have to worry about it for years, because that stuff lasts for years when you get everything done. When you get your house remodeled and stuff, or whatever the project is. But you're right. It takes a lot of effort to do stuff like that. But I'm proud that you're able to do it. Because a lot of people have to pay to get that done. They don't know how to do it themselves. Um, and a lot of people just don't have that skill. So that's why I think it's good to learn early. So that way, when you're older, you're an adult. You don't if you got to get this stuff done when you have a house or whatever the case is. You don't have to worry about paying the money for it if you know how to do it. So I think it's good that you know how to do that. But you're right, it is challenging and it gets pretty dangerous at certain parts of the projects, especially when you're dealing with electric stuff in the house and stuff like that. But I'm glad to see you in here because I figured you'd be busy, but that's good that you're almost done with it. So, like I said, it'll feel good when it gets all done. But yeah, I can't believe it's already April myself. This year's going by fast. Um, just like last year did. And I can't believe it's already April. You got any plans for Easter, or are you just staying home? Has anybody got any plans for Easter? I don't know about me yet. I usually go to my grandparents' house for Easter, but we haven't heard anything yet this year, so I don't know what we'll be doing. I don't know what we'll be doing this year for Easter. Then I am rebuilding the deck. Wow, that rebuilding a deck takes a while. We had our deck redone a few years back. Um, my cousin redid it. He's a carpenter. I think he lives in a different state now. When he was an adult, he became a carpenter. He rebuilt our whole deck because our old deck was rotting and falling apart. So he rebuilt our whole new deck a while back. Well, that takes a while. And want to paint the house blue. That sounds good, Dave. That sounds like a nice color. Just staying home at Easter, yeah. I mean, things are a lot different this year. Um, a lot different. I wish we can go back to 2019 myself, but that's me because I don't like seeing all the years go by this fast. It's kind of scary if you think about it because, you know, everything's always changing. All these electronics are changing, you know, everything. It's crazy. It's kind of scary that the years are going by this fast. Before you know it, it'll be 2022. It's gray now. It's gray. Yeah, I think blue will be a better color because it stands out more, when people drive by and stuff. Um, our house is kind of a light blue. It's siding. It's not really paint. It's just siding. We had our house sided, and it's not really any color. It's just blue because our house is not painted like that. But it doesn't really stand out too much. But people recognize it when they drive by. Since they can see it now from the street. A lot of people didn't know there was a house there because of all the trees that were blocking it. So I'm glad that we got that project done. But I think gray, or not gray, blue will be a nice color for your house. I think you should definitely go with that. I mean, it's up to you, but um, I definitely would go with blue because that sounds like a good color. Um, I would definitely go with that myself. Wait till you're 55. It goes real fast. It does, Dave. It definitely does. You know, it definitely does, and technology keeps getting better as well. Um, and all the stuff that we're used to seems to disappear as years go by. But it's good things change after a while because you get bigger and better things in life. And change is always good. It's sometimes rough, but it's always good. Definitely is. You know, but I'll always be on YouTube. Even when people start moving off YouTube to bigger and better stuff, I'm always going to be on this platform because I'm stubborn. That's the problem with things changing, that kind of thing. People don't want to go on to the next big thing that they have out there. And that's me. I'm going to stay to what I'm used to. I have siding too, just don't like the gray. It faded. I don't blame you, Dave. That kind of, yeah, I think a brighter color might be nice, you know, especially because when the sun beats on it, definitely fades. Ours is faded big time, but um, as long as the siding works, here, that's all we really care about. But I am a big baby, hate changes. Yeah, me too, Dave, but um, it happens eventually. Um, and you got to roll with the changes, right? And I know a lot of people don't turn the brightness up on my computer a little bit. Don't want to bother you guys' eyes, but um, yeah, I definitely don't like changes either, Dave. Just because I've been used to YouTube for years. I've been on it for a long time, for years. Um, so not just like the people that were on MySpace for all those years. They didn't want to. They had a hard time getting off it, and I don't blame them. But I think YouTube will be around for many more years. I'm hoping it is. I mean, it's been around this long. It's a great platform. You know, and it keeps getting better. It seems like, for me, it does. You know, there's some stuff that they can improve on it, I would say, but for the most part, it's a great platform. You just got to be careful with some of the people on it because there are some crazy people on here, that's for sure. But that's part of it. But you know, it's crazy. This time last year, I just started streaming again, and my channel was revoked at this time last year. The last date I was on last year was March 29th, but it got revoked. So I'm happy that this year it's different. That's why I make my streams private, so that way I can keep streaming. Because for some reason it gets revoked. I got a new tablet and a new phone, and both good ones. I need to get them set up for my YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, that's the first thing I do when I get a new device. I make sure all my accounts are set up to YouTube, and I make sure that everything works on it. That's the first thing a lot of people do nowadays. You got to make sure all your social media works because that's important. Well, that's good that you got a new tablet. I used to have an iPad a couple years ago, but I forgot about it and left it out in the rain, and it got wrecked. And I've been just having the phone ever since. I've been using my phone ever since. I think the phone's a lot better for me because for some reason it's not that hard to forget about. Because that's, you know, the iPad I forgot about more, where it was and stuff. When you lose your phone, you can just call it, and I lose my phone a lot, so it's good that you can just call it from another phone. I usually have my dad call it when I lose it, but I'm getting better with not losing my devices because I bring it everywhere. Um, just in case anything happens, if an emergency happens, it's good to have your phone. If you were ever in a car accident or anything, it's good to have your phone. So I always bring it everywhere, but sometimes I forget about it. But I'm sure you're good with keeping track of it. I'm not that great with that. But I'm happy to hear that you got a new tablet. It definitely feels good to get something new. I've always liked getting a new device, even though they're expensive. The store doesn't do it. I'm going back. The store didn't do it. I am going back. They didn't. Yeah, if they think you should definitely go back, then yeah, because you definitely want it. You paid for it. Yeah, I forgot where we got my first iPad from the Apple store. It was an iPad Mini. I think those are pretty much out of date nowadays. The iPad Mini is pretty much out of date, but I would still use it. I mean, that's what I grew up with. My aunt still has an iPad Mini. She has two iPads, and she has Facebook, but she doesn't post anything on Facebook because she doesn't know how. Um, so she just scrolls through Facebook. That's the only social media she has. That's what kind of iPad I had, and I used it for YouTube myself. Because that's like her. I only have one social media. Um, and at that time, I didn't really post anything on it. So it's good. I think it's good just to have one or two social medias. Um, because it's a lot to keep up with at times. But some people have all of it, and that's good. They can keep up with that. I can't. YouTube's enough for me. But yeah, that's the first iPad I've had is an iPad Mini. It was like a tablet. It came with a stylus and a charger and headphones, and it worked good for years. But then I forgot about it, and was raining out, and it got ruined. So, well, that was an accident. Accidents happen. But yeah, it's definitely good to get something new every couple of years because you never know when your phone's going to break or your iPad's going to break or computer because they don't last forever. So it's good to have backups. That's what I think. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing to have an iPad. I mean, they're bigger screen than a phone. Of course, the phones they are coming out with nowadays have pretty big screens. They're nice phones that they have nowadays. They're like iPads. Seems like pretty close to it. The phones that they're coming out with nowadays. You should have Facebook or Twitter, then you could send me messages. Yeah, I tried to set up a Facebook one time, but it didn't really work out. I couldn't set it up under my channel name, but maybe eventually I will. And I definitely should do that because it'll definitely be good. That way I can share out my streams and maybe get more people in here sometimes. But yeah, maybe I'll definitely have to get it someday. Um, I'll definitely make a Twitter eventually, hopefully, and get a few people on there that I trust, and then I can share out my stuff so people on there can come in here. Because I know sharing it out does help. Because when you did it before, it helped. You know, and sometimes you get trolls from it, but most times you get good people from sharing the stuff out on other platforms. But yeah, that's definitely a good idea, Dave. I probably will get one of them in a few years. Probably Twitter, because I can probably figure that out easier than Facebook. My new phone is a OtterBox. That's what it says. Yeah, I think that's a phone case you can get. There's a phone case you can get. Um, on back on the back. Yeah, there's a phone case you can get called the OtterBox. It's a very strong phone case. I don't know. That's probably what they're talking about when it says OtterBox. Is I know OtterBox is a phone case. It was popular for a few years. I used to have an OtterBox. I still do have an OtterBox, but the other piece to it got lost. But I still use it. An OtterBox is a phone case, I think, but it could be a phone too. I don't know. But I would definitely get an OtterBox phone case because those are strong phone cases. If you drop it, it won't break easy because those are strong phone cases. I used to have one, and my dad used to have one, but we have different phone cases now since we have different phones. But yeah, that's probably what it's talking about. But it could be a phone too. I'm not sure. I just heard they had phone cases. But I don't know. You're right. Yeah, that's what it is then. Yeah, I still have an OtterBox phone case, but I don't know where it is. I lost it, but um, this phone works pretty good without the phone case. But I would definitely recommend a phone case. Um, because if you drop it and you break it, it's not fun to have to go through that. I'm still waiting on, I know PvP said he was going to start doing live streams soon, but I know people are busy. I'm definitely keeping my eye out for him because I'm definitely going to go into his streams if he does start doing live streams. He said he was going to start doing live streams, so I'm going to keep my eye out for that. Because that's another good place to get more people because he has a lot of people on his channel too. Um, and I think a lot of them probably came from here because I've told a lot of people to check him out. You don't have school today? Not today. No, I think they said it's Good Friday today, so I don't have school today. Actually, I don't have school. I don't have school today, and I think I don't have school. I don't know about Monday. Um, But I could have swore there was another weekday that I didn't have school. I think this is April break right here. But it's Good Friday, so I don't have school today. I think it's April break, so we still get April break here. I know some places don't get April break from what I heard, but here we still get April break, so which I think everybody should get April break off because that's like a holiday. I mean, everybody gets Easter off, but they don't get like the Friday off and stuff like that. They only get the holiday off, which would be on the weekend. But no, there's no school today here. But that's good because I get a break from the mask. It's good to get a break from the mask. I'm pretty much used to it right now, but it's good to get a break from it. It's healthy because I'm pretty much lounging around the house today. And we're supposed to get a new stove today between 9 and 1 because our old one broke because we've had it for years. Ever since they bought the house, it was here. So our stove broke the other day. So they're supposed to come install a new one today. So it'll probably be around 1 now because they said between 9 and 1. So there's a lot going on here today. But I'm just hanging out, enjoying my time off. And I figured I'd come on here. I was on my computer anyway, so I figured I'd hop on. I'm happy I did. Because I figured, some people would be around. And that's good that you were around today. But yeah. Be right back. Need milk. All right, Dave. Take your time. I'll be here. Yeah. But yeah, there's no school today. That's a good thing. We got 2 people in here. We got you, Dave, and we got somebody always lurks in here. I don't know who that is. I'd like to know. It'd be interesting. But I'm happy for the watch time. Very nice. They get that watch time from these lurkers. Some of these lurkers. We got 3. Oh, that was just me. I forgot. I clicked on the stream on my phone. I thought we had 3 in here for a minute. I'm confusing myself here. I figured we might get some people from the UK because I used to get some people from different states in here when I came on in the morning or evening. Maybe we will. It's always good to get people from all over the world to come in here. I know some people from different countries, so other than PvP that I talk to, so hoping to get some of those people in here eventually. I know a lot of people are busy nowadays with everything going on in the world, but it would be nice to get some people. This might be the people for Love and Now. I'm not sure. Hear a truck. But I'm definitely going to stay on here. But yeah, any lurkers in here, feel free to talk. You're more than welcome. I know some people don't like to talk because the drama in the past, but everybody's welcome. I mean, there's a few people that I don't associate with, but for the most part, everybody's welcome. So if people are afraid to talk because of the drama, there's no drama in here, and my moderators keep it safe. I figured I'd let everybody know that now. I know there might be a few people out there that are a little concerned to talk in here because, and it's understandable, but, you know, like I said, I got the mods I needed in here, and when I start getting more people, let me check. Hold on, guys. No, not yet. Sorry about that. I was checking to see if the people for the stove were here yet. Back. I am only working half day today since you said it's Good Friday. Yeah. Well, that's good, Dave. Give yourself some little break. That's good. Um, I might go outside today and do a little tree work, but I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Um, you know, and there's really not much to do out there. I pretty much got everything I needed to get done. So that's good, Dave. Give yourself some time off. It's good to go easy on yourself, and not do too much, but also get the job done, in little sections. Once what I've realized is from doing all this work I've done outside, if you do a little bit at a time, um, and keep doing it, it'll add up to a lot. After a couple of months, if you do a little at a time, it'll add up to a lot, and you'll notice a big difference, and you'll like it. That's what I've noticed with all the work I've done. It added up to a lot. I started at on January 6th of this year, and it's April 2nd now. I've got done a lot, so it adds up to a lot if you get done a little at a time, and you keep working at it. That's what I've noticed. It feels good to get hard work done. But yeah, I was just saying for any of the lurkers, because I know some people might be afraid to talk because they're afraid of drama, but I try to keep that out of here. So, and all my moderators will keep it safe in here. So, for anybody that lurks, they can talk as well, because um, I'm not rude to anybody unless they're rude to somebody in the chat or stuff like that, And still, I'm not rude to them. But I know everybody gets some lurkers. I think that's also a good thing too for the watch time. I went on here the other day, and I have 5 hours on there. It said. I think that's what it said. So hopefully one day I'll be monetized. That's not what I'm working for, but once I get enough hours and it gives me that option, I think I'll go for it. Why not? I've been working at it for years, so I think I'll eventually get it. But it takes a lot of work to get that option. But that's not what I'm working for. I just come on here to have fun, and have a good time. I try to stay away from the drama, I know at the end of last year there was some drama, but that was just not too much. I mean, something here and there, it doesn't bother me, but I try to stay away from it as much as I can, I notice a lot of people don't like the drama nowadays, and I don't blame them. Because especially with everything going on, the work I am doing on the electric would cost $6,000 easy. I believe it, Dave. It costs a lot of money. That's why I say it's good to get it done yourself, because it costs a fortune. I mean, it really does. Just to get a tree down, it costs thousands of dollars. I mean, it's ridiculous, but to have to pay that much. So, yeah, I believe it. I believe it, Dave, because it's a lot of money. Electric work costs a lot of money, and definitely plumbing work costs a lot as well. I mean, it's just a lot of money. Definitely a lot of money to get that stuff done. So if you can get it done yourself, you might as well Even I think some people that know they can get it done themselves pay to get it done. I think that's just crazy. Because why would you want to pay that much when you can get it done yourself, right? And I know there's some people out there like that. Me personally, if I was able to get something like that done, I would get it done myself if I could. I mean, if you know what you're doing, it might be a little tricky, but it works out. Um, but yeah, I believe that. I believe that because I know a lot of stuff costs tons of money nowadays, especially. But I can't wait for this weekend to be up, to be honest, because we're getting our bathtub installed on Tuesday, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, the day that they're getting it installed, I'm probably have the day off, so I'll come on here because my dad's let me have it off, so that way when it's done, I can try it out. And we want to make sure it gets installed. So, um, if it gets installed Tuesday, I might be on here during the day then, see who comes in. But yeah, if you see me on Tuesday or Wednesday, that's because we're getting that installed. Um, it was supposed to be installed last week. I don't know if I told you guys. I probably did, but I don't think you were in here, Dave. It was supposed to be installed last week, but when he opened the box, there was little holes in the bottom, but luckily they can be fixed, and it's going to be fixed on Monday. So, if you guys see me anytime during the week, that's why. But probably not, because I don't want to bother anybody. This building has gone up almost 6,000 in 6 months. That's what I am working for. Well, that's good. That's a lot of money. It sounds like a popular building. I'm glad that you're having a successful business. That's definitely a good thing. Definitely good to have a successful business. I'm proud of you, Dave, for doing all that work. It's amazing. It really is. So that sounds good, Dave. I hope it can go up more. That'll be good. The more people that live in it, the better. The more rent. But yeah, and I'm definitely gonna have to start going into Rednecks more. I haven't been on there in a few days. I don't know if he's been on. I haven't checked that, but you'll definitely see me in there more, hopefully, because I've been talking to some people that go into his, and they seem pretty nice. So, um, but it seems like so for some reason to me, it seems like some of the accounts that are on here this year were created in like were created this year. It's crazy. A lot of new people are joining this year. So I like to see that. I'm glad there's starting to be new people joining this platform. You know, and there's been some new people that have commented on mine in the past on my channel. So I'm happy for that. I'm glad to see that there's good people joining, nice new people. I don't know if they're new, if they were on, had a channel in the past and decided to take a break, but I'm glad to see that at least some new people are joining this platform still. You know, that makes me want to stay on it. because I'm seeing that there's a lot of people to associate with. Um, but yeah, I'm happy for you, Dave, on that. That's good progress. Um, he's mostly on Wednesdays around dinner and Saturday. All right, Dave, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I noticed on Saturday sometimes he's on at night usually, so that's the time I'm usually around mostly because I sit here most nights and look through things, and I also keep an eye on my channel because you know some of the trolls come out late at night, so I keep an eye on my channel. I come on the computer, I do a bunch of stuff. You can do other um, you can do other you can do others 5 high. I don't know what that is. You can do others 5 high things while you listen. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you can do other things while you listen. Yeah, I usually do. I do a bunch of other things when I listen. I usually just look through my phone while I listen and I talk to people in the chat. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I do other things too. I try to pay attention to a stream though, because I enjoy some of the things they talk about on it. So, but I do definitely I do some other things while I listen. If there's any little things around here that need to get done on my phone or anything, I get it. I able to do that because um I do put together playlists on my phone of things that I like people to see. So I usually do that. I work with my on my channel. I do a lot of things when I listen, but I mainly when I come on here at nights, I usually keep an eye on my channel to make sure there's no trolls or anything. In which it's usually not. I also come on to see if anybody has messaged me on my videos, so that way I can get back to them right away. Because I don't like to not respond to my messages. So when I come on here, I can open two things. I have his stream playing on one section, and I'm responding to messages on another section. So it works out pretty good. Um, but like I said, I mainly pay attention to his chat, so I'm not rude if people are talking to me in the chat. Or sometimes I just watch his streams. I don't say anything, but I mainly talk to him. When you go to other shows, sometimes they come in on yours. Yeah, they do. I've had that happen before. When I went to Rednecks, I've had some people come to my channel. Like um, there was one guy named Eric from a different country that came in one time. I thought that was pretty cool. So it works. Sometimes people do come from different shows. I enjoy that. It's happened to me a couple of years ago too, when I used to be a mod for somebody else. Um, I think people usually would watch that show and then come to mine. I had two people do that. Yeah, you're definitely right. It definitely helps your channel, grow. And sometimes you do get trolls from it, but you know, even those are good too because they're watch time. So it works out. But you're definitely right about that. That's happened before to some people that I know. Mainly. mainly friends, that's happened to. But it's happened to me before too. So that's why I definitely try to go on his stream as much as I can. You know, and I like his show because, there's not any trolls in it from what I've seen. There might be few every now and then, but I like that it's not negativity. It's a family, it's a nice show. There's no drama. They're not talking about other people in a rude way. They're just having fun and having a good time. That's the kind of shows I like to watch. Um, but it depends what mood I'm in, what kind of shows I like. But I do support his show and I'm subscribed to it. And if there's an occasion where I don't go in his stream, um, and I see it the next day, I'll rewatch some of it. But I don't rewatch the whole thing because some of them are really long. So, but I watch parts of it on the replay. If I do miss a show. So that's a good thing about the replay thing on YouTube. And I wish I can leave my streams up too, but unfortunately I can't do that because I can't trust if people will report it or not. But yeah, I appreciate you introducing me to a show because I think it's a good show. You know, I really do. Just because there's no drama and there's no rude, rude. There's no rude behavior to one another on there. It's just a good show. And I went back through some of his other streams and from years ago when some of the drama was happening, and there was no drama then either. So that's good. There was never really any on that channel. So that's the kind of shows that I like. So I definitely will continue to support his show as long as it's on YouTube. Because me and him won't have any problems because I'm nice to people on here now. So, and he's a very understandable person. That's my job, to keep bad stuff out. And I know everyone on there. Yeah, definitely. That's the kind of job I do on my channel. I, keep everybody safe on here and make sure no trolls come after anybody. And if a troll comes in here threatening people, I just screenshot it, and so that way and then just block it. So that way, if they try anything, then I'll have that screenshot of the threat or whatever it is. But that's not really happened on my channel because I don't do that kind of stuff. Usually, you attract what usually you attract people like you. So if you're not a nice person, or like, if you're a troll, you'll get trolls. But if you're nice like I am nowadays, then you'll get nice people like that. So yeah, that's definitely a good part of that job, Dave, is to keep bad stuff out because you're keeping people safe, and that's the main purpose of it, and at the same time not running people away by being too harsh or anything like that. But yeah, it's a rewarding job at the end of the day, and because I used to do it for a couple other YouTubers when they wanted me on their channel. So actually, I'm still a moderator for one person, but they haven't. I think they're either done on YouTube or taking a break because I think their channel's still there. I've unjoined it because there hasn't really been any content, but I do look at it every now and then to make sure. But yeah. And I definitely, when new people come through, I definitely keep an eye on them. Just because of what I've been through on YouTube personally, but I do accept new people as well on my channel. And I'm sure that's what you do over there too. Because you just keep an eye on people and make sure they're doing the right thing. And mainly everybody is doing the right thing. So um, I haven't seen any troll over there except one time I saw a fake Nick Welch account, but that was blocked by somebody. Um, and I told Redneck about it, but that's the only really troll I've seen over there, and I think that was because of they followed me over there, that account. That fake account that I got one time. I think that troll came over there because of me, but you know, I don't let that kind of stuff ruin my time. I just move past it and try to have a positive time on here. That's what I try to do, and it works out for me personally to do it like that. But I'm glad you enjoy his channel too, because I think it's a very positive show. And another good show to check out. But this person isn't really on there anymore. Cab Seven. I used to watch him every now and then. I still do. I still do, but I don't comment on his page, so I don't bring him any drama. But that's another good person I watch sometimes. Um, I used to go in his streams every now and then. Because he never talked bad about anybody, and he was just a friendly guy, just like Redneck is. It was a little different over there, but it was still a good show. And I don't think I'm subscribed to him on this account. I'm gonna have to go and do that. I meant to do that a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, because he's a good man, and I used to talk to him. So, but yeah, there's tons of good people out there, and if I ever find anybody that I think you guys might like, I'll let you guys know. And I'm going to make a troll account for fun to have fun with Ken. Yeah, there you go, Dave. Yeah, I don't do stuff like that because I tend to go overboard with that kind of stuff. Not on purpose, but not on purpose, but it just tends to happen. But yeah, that would be fun, Dave. You might confuse me because I might forget about this stream and go in there and think it's a troll. But if you're just it's all fun, right? It's all about having fun on here. It's all about having fun. And like PvP does the same thing. He makes accounts to mess with people, but he does it in a fun way. He doesn't do it in a way that offends people. He just has a fun time with it. He doesn't threaten people. He just is nice to people. He makes the troll accounts to be funny. But yeah, definitely that would be cool, Dave, if you did, just to have fun. And it also kind of helps the channel because if you get more people you get, the more watch time it'll be, so that'll actually probably help him too, which will be good. Even though he has a pretty big show over there and a lot of people go in there, it'll be good to have one extra name in there just to help the channel, and the way it's going. Because PvP's done the same thing with me to trick me before. I thought it was pretty fun. He was just doing it to be fun. And I understand doing it for that purpose. But for the way some people do it, like threatening people and stuff, then I don't go for that kind of stuff. But, doing it for fun is always a good thing. I would do the same thing, Dave, but like I said, it's kind of hard to make an account on the computer. You have to put a few more things in, more passwords and stuff, because for security purposes, it's easier to make an account on a phone or an iPad than it is to do it on the computer. Because even making these ASMR guy accounts, it was a lot. But I know how to do it. And that's why, for the people that were blaming me for making accounts in the past and going into people's streams, that was ridiculous because I didn't know how to make accounts then. You know, I didn't know how to make accounts back then like I do now. And I needed to know, so when I started on this computer with these accounts, I needed to know. But yeah, it's definitely a good social media platform, YouTube. I met a lot of good people on it. I really have. And I added PvP as a moderator on my channel as well. So I was happy he came in the other day so I can let him know. So there's, that's just an example of some good people that I've met on here. But yeah. So I'm hoping we would have some other people here this morning, but I'm not complaining. I know people get kind of busy. Must be kind of a slow morning. Why is the dog barking? Because the people are here to install the oven, so that's why she's barking. Sorry about that. Whenever somebody comes to the house, she barks to greet them, and she brings a toy, and she jumps on them. She's a nice dog. That's why she's barking. I'm sorry about that. I know in some past streams she was barking. If she sees anything outside, or anything like that, she'll bark to let us know. Because where we live, there's a lot of animals around, wild animals and stuff as well. So she barks pretty much if she sees anything outside like that. She's happy. She is. We've trained her right. She's a good dog. We haven't. We're animal people. We love to have dogs and any animals. We have 3 birds left. Because birds we have are pretty old. And we have 1 fish left. So we have quite a few animals there. There's quite a few pets. But I like when they're happy, because it makes us feel happy, if your pets are happy, you're happy, That's good. It is, Dave. It is. Sometimes at night she'll get a little loud. When she wants attention, she'll bark. When my parents are trying to watch TV, she'll bark because she wants attention. She's funny. She definitely has a great personality. But yeah. And then she'll probably be barking again when our bath is installed, which will be probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, if everything goes as planned. So she'll probably be barking then too, but it's just because she's happy, Yeah, it's definitely good. Anybody who, oh, and I heard you were looking for a dog too, Dave. PvP told me. Did you have any luck with that? I forgot about that. Speaking of dogs, that's what PvP told me. I hope you had or having good luck with finding a dog. Um, our dog came from, I think, Louisiana or Indiana, one of the two. I'm pretty sure Louisiana. Our dog came from. It was a breeding company, and we got her. It wasn't a. She's not a rescue dog. Um, she came from a litter of puppies. I'm pretty sure it was Louisiana that she came from, but we picked her up at the airport. And I definitely recommend anybody who wants to get a dog or thinking about it to definitely get one because they're definitely a lot of money, but they're worth every penny, depending on what kind you get. If you get a golden retriever, um, most of those dogs are very nice. It's too messy right now. Oh yeah, because you're doing your project. Yeah, PvP told me you were looking for a dog. That would definitely be good to for you to get a dog. Anybody who wants to get one. But I understand that if it's you're doing work, you don't want a dog to eat anything and get sick or anything like that, or choke on anything. I understand that. But yeah, I'm when you start do when you are looking for a dog, I definitely recommend a golden retriever or anything like that. I'll probably wait till I buy my next building later in summer. There you go, Dave. That way you know the dog will be safe and everything. Because you definitely don't want to have, anything laying around for them to eat. Because when they're puppies, you get them as a puppy, they get into everything. So, I mean, my dog did. Most puppies get into a lot of things, but they shouldn't. But it's up to you what kind you get. But the kinds I recommend would be a golden retriever, or maybe um, a lab, a golden retriever or a lab. I would recommend. Um, the other, there's two that I wouldn't recommend though. Would be a pit bull and a poodle because those two kind of dogs are tend to be aggressive, like pit bulls and poodles. So those are the two I wouldn't recommend. But golden retriever and lab definitely would be something to look into. But of course, it's up to you. Whatever dog you think would be good for you, because there's a kind out there for everybody. That's why it's good that they have so many kinds that you can choose from. But yeah, I mean, not all pit bulls are mean, but I mean, a lot of them tend to be aggressive. If you're buying them, if they've already been raised aggressive or anything, they're kind of hard to control. But yeah, it's golden retriever is definitely a good dog to look into first, I would say, if they have any. I am getting German Shepherd. Those are my life. There you go, Dave. That's another great dog. I think one of my neighbors has two German. No, well, yeah, German Shepherds are good. I've had teachers that have had German Shepherds, and they're pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good dog. I've never had one personally, but I've heard they're good. I was gonna say my neighbor has one, but that's a Spaniel Springer dog. I think something like that. It's hard to pronounce. My dog has something similar to a German Shepherd, but not quite. But yeah, German Shepherd, that sounds good, Dave. Um, when I get my own house, I might get one of those, just because I've heard good things about those. I didn't think of that name just now, though. I didn't think to recommend that. But yeah, if that's what you're used to, I would definitely get that. German Shepherds are pretty nice dogs. I've seen them in person before, and I've even got to pet one before. I think a long time ago, and they're pretty nice dogs. I mean, they're another good family dog for anybody with kids or anything. But I'm not. I know you don't have kids, but I mean anybody that does, that's definitely a good dog to get. I had three. You had three, Dave. Yeah, yeah, they're definitely nice. Any dog is nice. Any dog is. Um, except for the ones I just mentioned, the pit bull and the poodle. Being the poodle, um, those poodles don't really look too nice in my opinion. They're nothing wrong with them, except some of them are aggressive from what I've heard. But yeah, definitely if you know that since German Shepherds aren't aggressive and you've had good experience with them, that's definitely probably the right dog for you to get. Yeah. If you ever do make a video on it, I'll I'll be looking to see it. Oh, my mom sent me a picture of the stove here. Oh wow. See, that's the new stove. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably going to give me a hard time. That's the new stove we just got. They installed it quick. That's what it looks like. That's our new stove. Mom just sent me a picture. That was quick. Wow, they did it fast. That means they're a good business. If they got it done fast, that means they're good. They can get it done quick. They know what they're doing. But yeah, if you when you do get a German Shepherd, you should definitely video it because I would love to see it. I really would because I'm definitely an animal person. Definitely an animal person. I mean that's up to you as well, but I'd love to see it. That's a pretty nice stove. Nice stove. I like my new one. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, that one's a nice stove. Yeah, you like your new one? Yeah, stoves are pretty nice, especially when they're new, right off the press. You got a new one too. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, our old one was here ever since they bought the house. That's why it broke the other day because it was so old. Um, but stoves last for a long time. That one was probably here since they moved in. I don't know what date. Probably maybe the 90s. Maybe they bought the house. So that old stove lasts for a while. They've been living here for a long time, so um, that was an old stove. So the stoves do last for a long time. But yeah, that one will probably last for until that new stove we got now, since that old one lasted for so long, and they last for a long time. They have a good track record, depending on what kind you get, and where you get it from. Um, that stove will probably last till they sell the house and the new owners will probably have that for the next generation because that stove lasted for a long time. I got a business text. I have to call my business agent. All right, Dave. If you have to go, I appreciate you coming in. I think I'm going to probably wrap this up myself. I've been on here for an hour. Don't usually like to push over an hour because, I like to keep it so everybody can see it and don't get bored watching it. So if you have to go, I appreciate you coming in. And I'm definitely can't wait to see your dog if you make a video about it in the summer. But if not, I understand that too. But I do appreciate you coming in here. If you gotta leave, I appreciate you coming in. And I definitely will be in Rednecks hopefully again soon. I'll watch for your notices. I appreciate that, Dave. Thanks for coming in. I hope you have a wonderful day and a great Easter at home. So I appreciate you coming in. I might be on Easter, depending on if I go to my grandparents' house, because I'm not going to go live over there because they don't have Wi-Fi, so I really can't. But if I'm home on Easter, I'll definitely be coming on. But I'm not going to tell you guys if I'm going to be or not because I don't know for sure. Because if I'm over there, I can't be on here. So thanks for coming in, Dave. I hope you have a nice day. And I'm happy for you that you're getting your project done the way you want it. And thanks for coming in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And everybody that lurked, I appreciate the watch time. Like I said, everybody's welcome to talk for the most part. But thanks for coming in, Dave, and for everybody who was lurking, I appreciate that. And thanks, Dave, for coming in. And as always, peace. We'll talk with you guys soon. Have a nice day, Dave, and everybody.